Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your divinely guided rune reading here for the week. As usual, we will get a rune and a tarot card and another rune for each position for your divinely guided rune reading. At the end, stay tuned because we will be using the messages from the fairies oracle deck. Okay, I've already meditated on everything, shuffled. Here we go. In your energetic recent past, these are blessings or challenges thereof. So please take what resonates here and leave what doesn't, Taurus. This is the rune of Theresas. Theresas is about thorough work, right? Thorough Theresas. You can think of it that way, like the hammer swing of Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, very swift, very true, and very thorough with the swing. Once it starts, it's very thorough. It doesn't stop halfway. It goes all the way, right? It can build, it can destroy, it can protect. So blessings or challenges thereof with building, destroying, protecting aspects thereof. Maybe blessings, challenges too with those thorough actions like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, doing your due diligence, your mise en place, your mental mise en place, right? Your mess in place, your ducks in a row, getting your stuff in gear, like you're dotting your I's, crossing the T's, doing all that boring research, even that dedication kind of energy, right? That's what this is all about, being very thorough with that kind of dedication kind of energy, right? Going all in and really being very thorough with it. Okay, so blessings or challenges there with that aspect. Let's look at your card for clarity here. King of Swords clarifies here. So with the Theresas, the King of Swords, this is uniting ideas, communicating new concepts, maybe even people, right? Or thoughts, idea, like, okay, so maybe a bless or challenge with uniting things thoroughly, like having the follow through, like maybe people, you get a group of people interested in something, but the follow through, like having the actual meeting and then the meeting doesn't happen, things like that. I'm getting maybe that kind of energy here. But regardless, take what resonates here, leave what doesn't. In this rune of clarity is an Uruz. This is the ancient Aurochs. This is the Ox rune. This is your rune, Taurus. So this is that very grounded earth energy, right? What is healthy for me? What is in that nice driven momentum? Like when you get started running down a hill, Taurus, maybe the first couple steps are a little slow and maybe a little lighter, but as you get forward, downward hill style kind of momentum, each step needs to be that much more grounded, healthier, and deliberate, right? So you're called into aspects of what is healthy around you, right? What do you surround yourself with? And this isn't what you just what you eat or drink, right? This is the recognizing you become what the 5 things you surround yourself with, right? So what are your attitudes, your self-talk, your self-thinking, and yes, those are different, they matter. The people you surround yourself with, the attitudes they have, right? The practices that you have, even your online habits, what you listen to as far as music goes, and what you watch on the screen, they all matter. What you do in your downtime, right? All of that matters. So blessings or challenges thereof, maybe this is maybe a health scare, and maybe being able to communicate that concept, or maybe trying to lead people into better health. Maybe you're a health coach out there. Okay, so again, all these things are possibilities. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All right, so in your energetic now with Fehu, okay, blessings or challenges with that is the root of cattle. This is when we have more cattle, we have more wealth, right? But when we have more money, we get what? More problems, right? You have more opportunities to invest, so things that can distract you, right? Are you looking outside of yourself for that abundance and getting distracted off of your divinely guided path, right? Or are you being grounded? Are you calling down that abundance? Are you calling that in? Right? Are you divinely connected and calling that abundance down in through multiple streams? Okay, so the card of clarity here to clarify this. Okay, so when I say abundance, what's the first thing that came to mind? Is it money? Is it love? Is it joy? Is it people? Is it problems? Okay, so take what resonates or leave what doesn't. The moon clarifies this. So this is kind of like that inner struggle, right? The inner like what you secretly value, where your faith is, where you hold, like, yeah. When I'm looking at relationships with people too, I kind of look more at their moon signs, because that's like more of what we kind of hold more close, our inner selves. So a lot of times that's like our deep aspects that our significant others will definitely need to learn about and to have a healthy relationship, right? So that's just part of that. So rune of clarity here for this is faith. Algaes could be in a defensive posture or defensive position here, or just needing to be reminded you are divinely guided, protected, and connected. This is to keep the faith, right? Stay grounded. The antlers here of Algaes, the elk rune, are that built-in divine connection with that line going straight up, divinely connected you are. And the antlers of the elk on either side there, that's the divine protection. You are reminded you're divinely in your defense, right? Divinely defended and connected. Even Algaes is one of the runes here on this runic tarot card here. Algaes and Othala are kind of duking it out here. So what's your legacy and your faith? Like, what are the inner struggles there? So your faith and your abundance, what are your inner struggles there, right? All right, Taurus, your near future is in the rune of Isa. Isa is an opportunity to go within and rest, go within and get that clarity. Isa is where the ice freezes over the deep lake, and for that you're able to see deeper down into the lake, really all the way down, and see the emotional depth, and have that emotional depth and clarity. And this is a chance to rest, to go within, and be very introspective here with Isa. Okay, the adverse here on this is slipping on the ice, repeating life lessons, stuck, frozen, rigid, repeating life lessons, that kind of stuff. But this is like, you can solidify to your divinely guided path here like ice, to be rigid to your divinely guided path by letting the ice freeze over the deep lake and gain that emotional depth and clarity here in the near future, which is what I think you're going to be getting. All right, Taurus, this is clarified with the Queen of Swords, reversed. So yeah, definitely not an intuitive time to communicate. Externally is definitely a time to be more introspective and go within for clarity. Go within for healing. Go within before you go without, right? This is double clarified with Isa here. Okay, so this doesn't happen a lot, but I mean, I'm getting the doubles here happening for the emphasis happening on these rune readings. So this is divinely guided, y'all. Line going from straight up to straight down, super grounded, divinely guided. Take your time, pause, go within, check yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of stuff. Double check on your intuition, right? A lot of times ego likes to pretend it's our intuition. A lot of people say, no, that's just my really strong intuition. Are you sure? Really go within and be honest with yourself. So in your influence for the now is in now these, now this, now these. You're going down your energetic path and there is a log. Now this happens. And then before you can go on, it seems like it disconnects you from being grounded, but it's up to you to transmute what's on that log, right? You can transmute it into Algi's more faith, for instance. You can transmute it into Fehu, more abundance, right? So needs, constraints, limitations, balancing your wants versus your needs, your limitations, all right? Handling things as they come along, being able to stay on your path without getting distracted, right? Queen of Pentacles clarifies, being more like in that stability, that intuitive know-how and that stability, and knowing that you have your abundance. You are grounded, and responding rather than reacting when those needs, when those things appear in our lives, rather than having them shake us up, responding rather than reacting, right? This is clarified with the rune of Yera. Yera means year. This is irreversible. This is the rune of the harvest, nicknamed the harvest rune, because at the end of the year you make a harvest, and when you're making a harvest, you're taking evaluation of the crop. So, like, do I have enough? Did I plant enough? Do I need to adjust things in order to succeed for the next cycle? Right? So this kind of that liminal space in between. This is endings making beginnings and beginnings making endings simultaneously in your life. Right? So like cycles, endings, and beginnings, right? So it could feel like maybe a challenge of faith. I get that. It could feel like a test of faith here for you. But let's see what your advice here is for right now, Taurus. Here you have Gera again. So this is like that cause and effect relationship. This isn't like a karmic lesson. This is more like what you sow is what you reap. Right? So this is that breath that you get to take before you begin again, before the new cycle begins, that inhalation, that preparation, right, between cycles. Every wave has that space in between, right? Be in that space in between right now. Learn those things, Taurus. And in your near future, it looks like you get to learn a lot more here, to really go within and you actually get to rest and feel like you can be probably just really emotionally at peace here. Six of Swords reversed. This is not a time to run away. This is a time to actually face it. Whatever it is, Taurus. Okay? If this is new love, if this is a new career, if this is something in your life, this new beginning, you're maybe looking at this cycle ending and this new thing beginning. Like, okay, do I stay or do I go? This says don't just go like this Six of Swords. Go in a healthy way, if you're going to. But this doesn't necessarily mean, just because a cycle ends doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean you're gone for good. Just because something feels or something in energy changes in our life, right? Just because an energy changes in our life doesn't mean that it is always and for good gone. Right? We might just have echoes or aspects of them that affected us. So this is now I was for the irreversible rune. So these are both irreversible runes. This is learning a lot of lessons. This is being patient, being flexible, being durable, being strong, Taurus, okay? Stay your path, but, kind of be able to take things in stride, right? Be flexible like the yew branch, Y-E-W, like the tree of life, the yew tree that they used to make bows out of, that used to have to be so strong and so durable and so resilient and so brave and, so tested and true. So that's you, called to do that. But look at this, what you get here in the outcome here, Taurus, after this trial is more of that grounded sense of flow after this. With Lagus, the rune of lake, sea, flow, water, dowsing with water, right? The grounded flow kind of container, where your banks of the river are healthy, they're not shifting, right? The flow is nurtured, right? And then you can kind of ease into this restful period here in your near future. This is great. This seems like some trial here that you're going through, and a lot of adjustment, this closure. It looks like you're gaining and just kind of needing to be very strong and brave, and continue in your faith and your abundance here, Taurus, and remain grounded in your sense of flow. And you're going to get that here, this more like divine feminine healing, where your intuition, emotional kind of healing, grounded and nurturing primordial sense of water, right? The primordial life-giving forces of water, blessings like the divine feminine, being able to nurture and give and give and fill each other's cups, right? That's beautiful. Oops, before I pull that rune. To clarify, judgment. Yeah, answering your call. Beautiful stuff. Judgment card. Very much. Like you are like decided upon. You are called to this, and you're answering your calling. You're like, yes, I'm doing this. Sign me up. I'm doing this. Yeah, I love that. Beautiful stuff. And you're doing it in a very grounded way, super grounded way, in fact, where you know where you stand. You know where your sense of stability is, where your identity is, where your clarity is, where the rune Manas, the rune of mankind here, is that stability and where you stand at the place in the world with your sense of thoughts, beliefs, standards. Are you able to change your mind? How is your attachment to definitions? Are definitions even necessary? Right? Where's that clarity when you encounter new energies, right? But I see you joining up like an idea or a concept and being very grounded and answering to your calling in a very, very stable way, which leads you to be able to like very stoically, Taurus, I think, kind of go within. This isn't the time to be intuitive and doing guesswork, but this is a time to recognize your inner authority and going within for that clarity moving forward, like answering to your emotional depth. When you can be a very emotionally deep and grounded individual, Taurus. All right, so let's take what resonates here, leave what doesn't, by the way, and let's get a message of clarity from the messages from the Fairies Oracle deck. Fairies are divinely guided beings who love to assist us in our journeys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Fairies and Divine, for the card of clarity. Didn't even have to ask. Your wish is granted, Taurus. It says, what you've asked for is coming true. So rest assured, all right? You actually get to, this doesn't look like, I know it like at first sight with the Queen of Swords reverse and double Isa here, it looks like kind of cold and cut off, kind of rigid kind of feeling here. That's the negative side of that. But you look at this like this is a chance to rest and to go within and actually relax and breathe easy. It's not a chance to communicate with others, not a time to go be exerting your energy and doing guesswork for others, right? This is a time to go within and do your healing and actually breathe easy, because your wish is granted. Like you can actually relax and not have to worry so much about about how you're communicating so much. Or maybe how you're perceived as well. Take that how it resonates. Let me read this card. Let me just look it up. Your wish is granted. Again, at the bottom, Taurus, it says, what you asked for is coming true. It says, the fairies here know how to magically manifest all their material needs and desires, and they also assist people like yourself in making their dreams come true. This card represents that the fairies are very happy to grant your wish. They work in concert with all of the universal forces and energies, but you can also help your prayer by rapidly manifest by going with the flow in your own life. Stay as centered and peaceful as possible, because negativity could block your desire. Go out in nature often to keep your spirit soaring with the magical energies of joy and gratitude. Additional meanings for this card, Taurus, are that a loved one is planning a surprise for you, or your thoughts are manifesting into form very quickly, so be sure that your silent prayers and spoken words are aligned with your desires and not your fears. Another meaning is to trust in the universe. And finally, Taurus, the last meaning here is to keep a sense of wonder and awe. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant week.